it's me, Hoshino-nya. Good morning. Hello, Muffin McFluffin. Welcome. We're gonna read the next chapter. Oh, hi! I'm excited. We must be getting near... This is at least the climax, I guess? We must be near at least the climax. So that's exciting. Okay, so we're just gonna get right into it. Oh, what happened last time? Okay. Oh my god, so sorry. What happened last time? So, one day at school, a cop came and asked us to get in his car with him. He wanted to ask us some questions, and we learned that Tomotaki, the photographer we had met in previous chapters, was found dead. Notice the background, it's such a creepy vibe, right? Gotta have those Higurashi crying in the back. We found out Tomotaki was dead. Yeah, the girl he was with is missing. And so everyone's like, oh my god, the curse, the curse. The cop is, you know, it's not a curse. You gotta help us find who's killing these people. If you know anything, let me know. Also, don't tell anybody. We kind of sort of think that your friend's family is behind it. Mion Sonozaki and Riko Furude are two families that have like I don't know, I guess their name is big in the town. So like, yeah. Watch the VODs where the cop is about to duck MC, right? Alright, let's get in it. Continue, end of chapter 7. We're on chapter 8, oh my god. Alright. So loud. Okay, that should be good. Continue. Sleepy. It was like a game show. Whoa, that was a really big yawn, Keiichi-kun. I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but it doesn't look like I can do that today. I was watching TV until late last night. I'm so tired right now. Was one of those raunchy TV shows you loved so much on last night? How extremely vile! Don't jump to conclusions. It's perfectly normal for boys. Nothing to be ashamed about. Rika not patting my head only made me feel worse. Could you just let me pass out this lunch break? No, seriously. My, you think it would just sit here and allow that? I'll get really angry if you disturb me. Really angry. This was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear. Cut it out, Satoko-chan. Can't sleep over you watching porn. His sleeping face, so cute. We can take him home later. Let him be for now. Let's move over here. It'd be rude to Keiichi if we bothered him now. Rika-chan really is a good girl. Let's not wake him up, even if the teacher comes back. I take that back. The excuse that I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was actually a lie. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Take it home, just spending the day like this. It's almost as if the incident with Tomotaki-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Oishi-san just trying to deceive me? but it probably was the truth. One thing was certain. I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really don't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be any help, I probably wouldn't have listened to him in the first place. In and above me, again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know. If I had never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. I couldn't help but resent Oishi-san for this. Huh? What was that? I heard he wasn't there the next day. It appears he vanished that night of the Watsunagashi. Mion whispered to keep the others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Reina's voice was even harder to pick up, but I could still tell what she was quite upset. Couldn't be. Are they talking about Tomotaki-san? Take? Not sure. That's all I know. Take it, MC couldn't sleep after him. Yeah, it sounds like he was just like up thinking about how, oh my god, they were murdered and he thinks my friends' families are doing it. They think they know about it. I don't know about it. How can I help? I would have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie and join the conversation, it was much easier to just sit here and pretend I was asleep and listen to their discussion. Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung. So, and me, there are others, right? Too? They don't know if it's from the curse or if it was Onikakushi. Onikakushi? Onikakushi? To be hidden away by a demon? What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good. But, there was another, right? Right? If it's Yoshiro-sama's... yeah. But, this year... at all? Grandma and the mayor had talked about it. Seems they talked to the police about it beforehand. They said they'd taken care of whatever happens this year without causing a commotion. Then, without us knowing it, someone had them, you know? Baby? Ness could meet, I wonder. Don't worry, you got home safely. But is that allowed, right? That was a long time ago. Let's stop talking about this. Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term onikakushi, to be demoned away. By the context it was used in, I could guess it's similar to being spirited away. I suspected that was what it meant because Tomotaki-san and that woman, it really bugged me that I didn't know her name, vanished after the Watsunagashi. The next thing I was stuck out was when Reina said, there was another one, right? Mion also said, if it's Yoshiro-sama's, yeah, responding to something. If it's Yoshiro-sama's curse, then there had to be two victims? Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from the curse or if it was the case of Onikakushi. It seems that the curse and being demoned away are different things, and they were a phenomena that were paired together. I recalled Tomotaki-san's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. That horrendous end would be best described as cursed. Then the woman with him. It means she vanished because she was demoned away? What I do know is that there's normally an even number of victims of the corpses proper. And the last point that bothered me was Reina. Reina was frightened. For what reason, I don't know. However, she knew that something had made her a potential target for Yashiro-sama's curse. If I recalled correctly, Yashiro-sama should be the guardian deity at Hinamizawa. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, yesterday Oishi-san said that the original targets were enemies of the village. But recently, there was no longer any distinction between them and regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I would think that it'd be more likely a target, having moved here more recently than Reina. From her composure, I would infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay what I just heard to Oishi-san. Informing the police of what I've heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep. It made me feel terrible. It raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek answers for those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events. The tone changed. I can't. The teacher approaches. Keiichi-san! You must awaken. In the distance, I could hear the ring of the handbell signaling the start of afternoon classes. Yeah, I couldn't sleep at all. Tonal whiplash, exactly. I hastily opened my eyes and raised up my head. It was in that moment I leaned against the back of the seat. Uah! There was a thumbtack stuck to the back of my chair with tape. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Satoko! Guilty without trial. Capital punishment. I fiercely jumped up from my seat, and I tripped as my feet were tangled up. My shoelaces had been tied together. Not bad, Satoko. While I was sleeping, you were able to conceal your presence and able to pull off this fine piece of work. The teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Did you not notice our teacher has arrived, Keiichi-san? Take your seat.
Plomp, plomp, whoosh, biff. Not caring one bit, I made her flick on the forehead. Read like a book, exactly.
Keiichi-san is being mean.
Hey, don't pick on the younger kids, my Bara-kun. Apologize to her. I saw Satoko stick out her tongue. That little brat. Come on, my Bara-kun. Yeah, I apologize. Sorry, Satoko-san. In any case, I apologize, even if it wasn't a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her. I'll remember this. Kei-chan, get your revenge at club meeting. Take your seat. I sat down after Mion told me to. She switched to the class representative mode. Can't you remember this? With the boring classes finished, school is finally over for the day. Now then, what should we do for our club today? Personally, I'd like to play the deduction game one more time. I was hardly able to play it last time because of Oishi-san. Rain and I weren't even able to test our strategy.
That's right. Today, Keiichi-kun and I will be victorious. What should we do? We've never played the game for 2 days in a row before.
Why not try asking me? Mion looked over her shoulder as we made eye contact. She slowly tapped her palm with her fist and her face suddenly lit up. Oh! I completely forgot. I need to go help my uncle today. Sorry, guys. Not today. Helping your uncle? Aren't you a little goody two-shoes? Sorry, really. I really did forget. Well then, sorry guys. This old man's heading back home now. Mion left us with that and rushed off the exit after snatching up her bag.
You see, Bee-chan, she sometimes goes to help up at her uncle's shop in town.
Ah, I thought she wasn't the type to get caught up in such bothersome stuff.
She said that she gets paid for it. It's quite a bit of spending money from what I hear.
Ah, I see. So she was able to pay for that mountain of games with what she saved up from there. That wouldn't you just call that a part-time job? Isn't that against school policy? There's a clause that states family business was excluded. Oh, is that what she's calling it? So what now? Pass on club today?
So, we're done today, I guess?
Won't it be fine even without the club president? Let's do it. I opened the club locker and began searching for a deduction game from the ever-growing pile of games. Ah, here it is. The deduction game from yesterday. Man, I had to stop just as I was getting the hang of it. At the very least, I wanted to repay Satoko for what she did during afternoon break.
I do not mind, but is that fine for Reina-san and Rika?
If Keiichi-kun wants to so badly, I wouldn't mind playing for a little bit. I think it's better if we do it when we have everyone together. When she says it like that... I wanted to go shopping if there wasn't a club meeting today. I'm gonna go buy some soy sauce and other things. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. Well, I guess since it's been a while, I should go treasure hunting. What's this now? Everyone no longer in the mood for club? If I kept on trying to push them at it, it would make them realize I had a trick up my sleeve. Oh well, I'll give up this time. Man, I was really looking forward to playing it. I shuffled through the cards as if I was still caught up on it.
At the next opportunity, I shall give you a sound thrashing.
The murderer is definitely Satoko. The murder weapon is the pistol. And it was you after all.
What did you say? Then I'll just...
Satoko looked through the cards at the desk and stuck out the three of them at me.
The murderer is Keiichi in the lounge with the rope.
I don't need a rope. I'll just strangle you like this.
No! Keiichi-san is such a beast.
Phew. Well, I guess it's good that I got it out of my system. Victorian era villain, exactly. Satoko tries to sound so adult all the time. I love her.
What? I remember this, Keiichi-san.
She was used as a plaything for quite a while. How unfortunate.
Cute, cute.
Everyone got ready to go home. I also helped gather up the scattered cards. I suddenly paused. They were just the suspect cards, but I noticed something strange. Reina, Satoko, Rika, Keiichi, Myon, Satoshi. Satoshi? Not all the cards were made by us. Or at the very least, every card besides this one has the name of a club member. Does this mean this Satoshi fellow is a member? Was there someone else in class named Satoshi? I couldn't find anyone named Satoshi on the class roster stuck up on the wall.
Keiichi-kun, let's hurry and finish cleaning.
Being rushed by Reina, I finished up quickly. Satoko and Rika-chan were already headed merrily onto their lockers, so we're the only ones left in the classroom. Right now, Reina had already gotten her bag and was ready to leave. Reina. There must be quite a few people who transferred from this school, right? I tried asking Reina in a bit of a roundabout way. Well, we have a victim's name. Reina made a troubled face, then answered. Yeah. Minamizawa is a rural town, right? Some people transfer out every now and then. Then this Satoshi is another one of those transferees?
Sorry. I don't know.
There was a bit of a pause, but the answer was pretty much immediate.
I'm not saying it to be mean. Just last year, I transferred in, so maybe I just missed him. So I don't hear much about him. Sorry.
Right. Answer confirmed. I'm not sure. Sorry. Her answer was a lot more like she refused to tell me about our murder of the dam. I was saddened by her denial and felt a bit of anger. I'm their friend, aren't I? Friends don't keep secrets from friends, do they? Though I do appreciate they kept that unsettling curse from me. But if everyone is worried about it, I'd rather be worried with them. That's what it means to be friends, right? For a moment, I wondered what kind of face I was making, and these mixed feelings of sadness, annoyance.
Keiichi-kun, you're making a scary face. Why is it? Why?
It probably exactly the kind of face Reina said it was. It appeared my grim expression had frightened her. Sorry. I was really looking forward to club today. I'm just feeling a bit down. I rustled Raina's hair. Let's go home. Dragging that awkward mood with us, we headed home. Oh, buddy. I wonder why. Why have I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I don't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my everyday life. My long, outstretched shadow gave no answer to my naive inquiry. Peach-kun, are you tired maybe? Maybe? Reina timidly questioned the reason behind my mood. I'm sure my expression made this situation even more unsettling. You think so? Yeah. You seem to have been a little out of it ever since this morning. Maybe a cold? Physically, I was pretty sure I was in perfect health. It may not seem like it, but I've had a perfect attendance since elementary school. Raina continued on since I didn't give an answer. It could be that fatigue from moving has finally caught up with you. It's completely different from where you used to live after all. Of course you've gotten tired, since there's so much you need to get used to and remember. Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, it has to be. Raina was also like that the first two. I can tell, you know? You know? I wondered if Raina also experienced this slight bit of alienation last year. What I was feeling right now. Thinking so, I felt that she was the only one that could understand how I felt. I'd like to hear about when you first came to him in Hinamizawa. How was it? Feeling I had been drawn into the conversation, her face suddenly brightened. It was the same as Keiichi-kun. I didn't know the villagers' names at all. Mi-chan and the rest were all very kind, so I wasn't lonely, but I did still feel a bit out of place. Randa told me all the details and when she had moved here. All of her first acquaintances, surprises, worries, and good times. So, Satoko got you too? Yeah, there was a thumbtack put on my chair. Poke. And then with that, yeah. It really takes me back. When were you invited into club? The first day? Nah, there wasn't a club at the beginning. It was formed partway through. One day she said we should start after holding a big game tournament. Come to think of it, Mion did say she was the first club president. Now I get it. This is a secret, but Mi-chan used to be really bad at the beginning. She'd never win. Huh? Mion? Really? I can't imagine that. She had to do most of the penalties that she came up with. Seriously, don't tell. I can't believe Mion was like that. So she gradually transformed into a monster who used any means necessary to win during that time. Mion is at her best when she's fighting dirty. I began making more friends besides Mi-chan after that, but yeah. It might have only been since you moved here that I had finally felt like I'd gotten used to it here. I guess Reina had also been left in the dark about Yoshiro-sama when she had just moved here. I guess when they finally told me about Yoshiro-sama, I'd be considered one of them. I wonder when I'd finally be considered one of them. Huh? Did you say something? No, sorry. Just talking to myself. Keiji-kun, you're silly. Reina was poking fun and laughing at me, and I couldn't help but laugh as well. But suddenly I stopped. Then after making up my mind, I spoke. Hey, Reina? Is there something that everyone's keeping from me? Huh? No, not at all. You're lying, aren't you? Reina suddenly stopped. Her expression was cold and intense. What do you mean by that, Keiichi-kun? Her tone was still the same cheery and light-hearted one as before. You are, aren't you? Keeping something from me. After understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that face, I regretted saying something so rash. But she came back at me in a way I did not expect. Well then, Keiichi-kun, aren't you keeping something from us? Huh? Her tone didn't change. It was the first time I'd seen an expression like this from Reina. With how her gaze pierced through me, I couldn't believe it was the same Reina. Aren't you? Lies or secrets. Aren't you? You are. Secrets.
She didn't actually say that part, but she looked as if she did. The incidents of Tomotaki-san and how I felt alienated from the group. Even without having to think about it, there were things I knew that I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell everyone what happened with Tomotaki-san to be considerate. I was keeping a secret just the same way they didn't tell me about Yoshiro-sama. Then, aren't we even? No, I'm not. No lies. No secrets. Liar. Her answer was instant, and it shook me. Reina started as if burrowing through me, watching me like a hawk. Why would you say I'm lying?
Didn't you say that you were called into the teacher's room yesterday during club meeting, Keiichi-kun?
I know. You didn't go to the teacher's room. I swallowed hard. It clearly wasn't a bluff. She knew what had happened.
Teacher said you had a guest, didn't she?
But you didn't talk at the entrance.
You talked inside of the car near the school gate.
With some man you don't know. Reina knew everything. She knew what I'd called Bayoshi-san. She knew about the incident with Tomotaki-san. Did she know all of it?
Exactly who was that man?
I don't know him.
Why did someone you don't know have business with you?
I want to know that myself.
Then what did you talk about?
It has nothing to do with you guys. It was a lie.
Liar!
Reina's scream echoed through the trees, sending frightened birds into the air. I couldn't exhale the deep breath I had just taken. No, it was like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here I first realized the person in front of me, she wasn't Reina Ryugu. Then, who was this standing before me now? Who had assembled Reina Ryugu's appearance? I had held my breath for so long, I could feel myself suffocating.
Right?
And then she made a facial expression that Reina normally might have. It didn't matter that it was Reina's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone. She drew close to me. I felt her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. Whoever this was Reina's face was going to chew my nose right off. I cowered as I imagined that. Then she smirked as if she was able to see right through me.
We also have secrets.
Just like how Keiichi-kun has secrets. It was Reina's usual smile, but her eyes were still like that of a hawk. Bringing her face so close enough to mine it almost bumped my nose, she kindly persuaded me. Couldn't nod or shake my head. This person standing in front of me, this person who looked like Reina, frightened me to my core. I was terrified knowing that she could hear the sound of the swallowing nervously. And after what felt like an eternity, after a long, empty silence, she finally spoke.
Let's go. It's getting chilly.
It was Reina again. Smiling at me once more, she started walking as if nothing had happened. When I was released from her gaze, my legs gave out from under me and I slumped to the ground. I wasn't able to lift a finger until Reina was out of sight. Who was that? I felt cold, my body drenched in sweat. I was finally able to form a coherent thought when I asked myself again, who was that person? Who looked like Reina Ryugu? Oh my god. Okay, I don't know if you've seen the anime, but that scene in the anime is done so good, and I was trying my best to voice act, but like, if you get the chance, like, to see the anime, that scene, so good. That scene is so good in the anime. Oh my god. Okay. I was out of it and couldn't bring myself to do anything after dinner except stare blankly into space. Was I terrified that Reina was gonna off me? No, that wasn't right. Haven't seen it. Would recommend. But, I mean, I do like these. The whole reason I'm reading the book is because I've seen the anime and I loved it, right? But, like, this whole first book that we've done, like, this is, like, stream number 8, each one being, like, about 45 minutes to an hour, right? Like, this whole book is done in the first 4 episodes of season 1. So they really, like, condensed, cut out some stuff.
But every now and then, like that scene, they put that whole scene in one of the episodes, and it's done so good. Oh, would recommend. Okay. Then, who could it have been? It was a dreadful feeling, knowing that someone else, not Reina. So tomorrow I shouldn't have a problem talking to Reina like I usually do. That thought was strangely comforting. I concluded that I should just calm down to clear my head. The only thing I've seen is that the anime has a lot of gore, so I was avoiding it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, season 1 is very, very bloody. Lot, yeah. There's only a few scenes that I would say had gore, but it is really bad when it does happen. Otherwise, it's just a lot of blood. Though those thoughts continued swirling around in my mind. Finally, I returned to my senses, and I had heard my mother calling out to me from the bottom of the steps. Keiichi! It's a call from the bookstore. Bookstore? Can't think of why they'd be calling me. I went downstairs and picked up the receiver anyway. My apologies for calling so late. It's me, Oishi, from the Okininame bookshop. Oishi-san? Oh, it's Oishi-san. Sorry. Since your parents picked it up, I was from the bookstore, you know. It puts people off when I say I'm a police officer. Oishi-san was, in his own way, rather courteous. Even so, I didn't want my parents hearing me talk to the police. I brought the cordless phone up with me as I dashed back to my room on the second floor. Sorry for calling so late. That phone number on your piece of paper I gave you yesterday was an old number. My apologies. Can you copy down the number I'm about to give you? Yeah. Okay. He gave me the number as his direct line, and I wrote it down. I thought that at the end of it, but he began making pointless small talk, and it was pretty hard to hang up. It's kind of sus. A little bit. Oishi-san's a bit sus. Just all the time. So how's it been, Maibara-san? Yeah, when you put it like that, it's even more sus that he's like, oh shit, from the bookstore? I gotta take this call in my room. Right. So how's it been, Maibara-san? Did anything strange happen recently? I see. This was the real reason. He really beat around the bush there. His adult conversational skills left me slaw-jawed. Are you from around here, Oishi-san? I am. Born and raised in Okininomiya. If he's from around here, he might know. Oishi-san, you know what this onikakushi thing is about? I believe that's when someone suddenly vanishes because they've been abducted by a demon. It's a special saying around here. It has the same meaning as spirited away like everyone else says. Whereas my friends would say they don't know when I asked, this older man gave me a direct answer. It made me feel a bit happy that he answered me directly without trying to hide anything. Hinamizawa was, not sure if I should tell this, Maibara-san. Don't try to play this off. If you're not going to talk, then I'm going to tell you everything. Oh, no. That's not what I meant. It's just, I may make you feel a bit bad. You see, a long time ago, Hinamizawa was referred as the village where demons reside. Demons? By demons you mean those pitchfork-carrying things in hell? More like human-eating monsters. They go down to the villagers, snatching people up and gobbling them down. That kind of tale. Demons snatching up people is what this onikakushi really means. Right. Reina's gonna know we're talking on the phone now. They said that Curse was being demoned away together, but what does that mean? I already knew about the mysterious deaths happening 5 years in a row, but I didn't know that there were people disappearing those same 5 years. The curse and being demoned away happened together. It's the first time I'm hearing of it. Is that how it is, Maibara-san? That's what I want to know. I heard Reina and the Mion talking about it. They said if it really was Oyashiro-sama's curse, then both the curse and the demoning away would happen. Oishi-san began hemming and hawing at the other end of the receiver. Maybe something about that came to mind? Maibara-san, do you know the first incident? The murder and the dismemberment? Yeah. One of the 6 perpetrators is still on the run, right? Hypothetically. What if he wasn't on the run, but he was demoned away? Huh? It was an outrageous hypothesis from Oishi-san. The incident 4 years ago was practically a ghastly one.
The police already knew the perpetrators, so they posted tons of wanted posters with his face on them. They staked out various locations and investigated every possible escape route he had. But after 4 years, there wasn't even a hint of where he might be, unless the police were completely incompetent. Even if it was an outrageous hypothesis, I couldn't simply laugh it off. The background music has really good mood, yeah. Then what about the incident next year? When the man who supported the project and his wife both died in an accident. Well, actually, it was only a husband who died in the accident. His wife's body never surfaced. Unless we find the body, then it's considered a missing person by law. At the time of the incident, when the river below the cliff was being muddied rapids, the police and divers had searched every branch off the mainstream and river dozens of times. And in the end, they weren't able to find her body. But that's just them not being able to find a body. She's still dead, right? Isn't it different from her being demoned away? Well, we can't say someone's dead unless we find their body. Till a certain number of years pass, by law, she's treated as still alive. I'm not sure if it was the right to call that being demoned away. The wife is missing. At least that part was reality. How about the 3rd year? The Shinto priest died of illness, and his wife committed suicide. Maibara-san. That's actually the same scenario. The wife had supposedly thrown herself into the bottomless marsh deep in the forest around Hinamizawa. Meaning, all circumstantial evidence. They simply found her suicide note in front of the marsh. A diver was able to recover a few remnants, but they weren't able to find a body. The investigative headquarters believed that she had faked her death and was still alive somewhere. I'm not sure if we could call these cases being demoned away, but it's just as you said. Every year one person goes missing. The incident this year, the woman with Tomotaki-san, is missing. Then what about the incident with the housewife being beaten to death? Who went missing? I believe the perpetrator was caught, right? Yeah, we arrested him. But he was just a miscreant with a record of notorious abuse. He admitted to the crime while being questioned about a different incident, but, well, you see, after he was arrested, a child from the victim's home went missing. And it's still under investigation. As to whether the disappearance had anything to do with the crime. But you said you caught him, right? Did he have an accomplice? No idea. It's considered a separate case. Moreover, we can't even check now. Because while under investigation, that man, he died in his holding cell. He swallowed a spork and choked to death. It's not known whether it was an accident or suicide, meaning for at least 5 years there's always been one person who dies and one who goes missing. Yeah, that's about right. No, actually, I'm surprised as well. I never realized they had that in common. I couldn't believe that this could help lead to closing of these incidents. It was just something they had in common. Could it be that those demoned away, did they have something in common? Oshi-san mumbled as he seemed to be thinking about it. So I summarized the events. The first year was the dam employee. Second year was the wife and the dam project supporter. Third year was the wife and the Shinto priest. Fourth year was the victim's family child, and the fifth year was the victim's girlfriend, I guess. It doesn't seem like there's anything that connects them. With the exception of the first year, wives and girlfriends, those stand out. It does seem like there are a lot. Then that means the fourth year's victim's child was different. It would have really stood out if they were all married couples, except it's not just married couples, but parents and children as well. Come to think of it, I believe Tomotaki-san also told me the younger brother is alive and has moved, if I recall correctly. The child that went missing the fourth year, who were they? Apparently he was quite mature, 1 year older than you. His name was Satoshi Hojo-san! It's weird that the police is talking so openly about the case with Keiichi. A little. He did try and reason with it in the last chapter that because Keiichi's the only one close enough to these people who wouldn't be in on it, that he's like, I need someone on the inside. Huh? Satoshi? I remembered that name. Didn't they just tell me Satoshi transferred out last year? He was at your school up until last year. Didn't they tell you anything about him? Come to think of it, when I transferred in, I believe they said the seat belonged to a recent transfer student. Then, where I sat, once belonged to the one who was demoned away. It was his seat? I recalled the cold sensation that came from the desk. It made my hair stand on end. The string of mysterious deaths. I get he's trying to get info, but I imagine he's doing just that, not speculating with the kid. But yeah, true, you're right. It is weird. The cop's like, what do you think about this? Oh, Yashiro-sama's curse. I now know how it connected to me. That chilling sensation. It was the feeling of a Yashiro-sama caressing the back of my neck. Oh, Yashiro-sama's curse, huh? Could a Yashiro-sama's curse really exist? In all honesty, I was beginning to believe. And I was scared. That is why I wanted to say it was the plot crafted by a man, not the work of a curse. But the more I dug into it, the less likely it seemed. No, the more I dug, the more mysterious it became. But I kept digging. Eventually, I'd reached the point where I'd learned something I really shouldn't know. Either to be none the wiser or to seek an answer and I may regret. Which one would I be happier with? So one of those curses that only affects you if you believe in it? Oh, they never said. I don't think so. Mostly because Tomotaki-san, the one that got murdered at the latest murder, Tomotaki-san, told us like the night before he died that he didn't believe in the curse either. So, I don't think so. Maybe it'll be me next time. My execution can only be delayed for 1 year. That was when I remembered. Reina. Reina said she may be the next victim of the curse. You mean Reina Ryugu-san? She transferred in last year and she's your classmate, isn't she? These incidents really might be a bit too much disturbing for a girl. She's not just scared, is she? It wasn't that. She said she might be her next. She said in a way that made me think she had concrete reason behind it. Tomotaki-san could also have been lying to himself. That's true. He could have been. It felt like she was convinced, almost as if you could say she was frightened. Like someone reminded themselves ghosts don't exist before a spooky place. True. That someone who looked like Reina but wasn't Reina. That might be unrelated. All the strange things that I felt from Reina today came back to me. I see. Then I'll be doing a bit of investigating on this end. Please continue your observations of Ryugu-san, Maebara-san. Are you asking me to keep Reina under surveillance? That's not what I meant, Maebara-san. I just want you to watch out for your friend so she doesn't end up the next victim. At that moment, just as my mouth was agape because I was impressed by his mature, clever way with words. Knock, knock! The sudden knock of the door sent my heart racing. In an instant, I had pointlessly covered up the end of the receiver. Keiichi, get the door, please. On the other side of the door, I heard my father's oddly upbeat voice. Oh, whoops. I thought I was his mom. Oh, that's good. I can't do a guy voice anyway. What could it be? It's so late. Sorry, my dad just came in. Can we leave it at that for tonight? Yeah. My apologies again for calling so late. If you find anything else, please let me know. I'll tell you if I make any progress on this end. Have a pleasant evening. Keiichi, hurry up and open the door. Daddy's got his hands full. What is Dad doing? I'd stayed up in the same position while on the phone the whole time, so my joints were aching. When I opened the door, I saw my father was standing there with a tray. On the tray, cookies and 2 cups of black tea. A fairly fancy spread for our household. There's even sugar and lemon slices on the side. Everything you could ask for. That was quite the show of hospitality. What's going on, Dad? What's all this for? Come now, don't play around, Keiichi. I'm coming in. Dad was in high spirits and had a smirk on his face. But for my entire life, I've never seen him act this hospitable. What had gotten into him? So what were you talking about? I jumped. It's not something I had to keep from my father. But how could I explain what I was talking about to a detective? At least I'm assuming he was a detective.
This late at night? Nothing much. Just a friend. I don't mean the phone. She was here, wasn't she? Reina-chan. She wasn't here. Come on now, don't try and keep it from me. She just came over to play. You two were chatting away, so I thought I'd bring up some tea, but looks like I just missed her. Yo! I had no idea what Dad was talking about, but a cold sweat dripped down my back. How long were we talking? Reina-chan went upstairs about half after, so it was close to an hour, I guess. You really did call it. Oh my god. You saw her. Come up to the second floor. Yeah, I did. I also told her that your room was the door in the hall and the stairs. Reina came to my house about an hour ago. Dad met her at the door and called out to me on the second floor. I probably didn't hear him because I was so focused on my conversation with Oshi-san. I didn't reply, but he knew I was in my room, so he made her come inside. Then told her my room was on the second floor. Yeah, gee, thanks, Dad. Then, after an hour had passed, she passed by my dad just as he was bringing up the tea and left. She came upstairs about an hour past, then passed my dad and returned home. Then after she came upstairs and until she left, where was Reina? There's only a short hallway between my room and the stairs, meaning Reina had for an hour in the hall. No, she couldn't have been standing in front of my door all that time. The door to my room wasn't particularly thick. She could easily hear everything I said inside. All the ominous things on the nonsense I spoke to Oshi-san about began to rushing through my head. Honey, don't tease him. More importantly, you need to clean up your studio. It's a mess again. Mom yelled up at Dad from downstairs. Dad left the tray with me and went downstairs with a disappointed chortle. I followed my dad out of the room. With my eyes, I looked down to the floor around the doorway where Reina might have stood that whole time. Just now, as I was talking to Oshi-san, with my back turned, Reina was standing here, a mere 6 feet away the whole time. Yeah, thanks for reporting her directly to me in my private conversation. You're a real one, Dad. All that time, in this dimly lit doorway, what did she see? What did she hear? For what reason? As the steam from the 2 teacups ominously wafted and twisted, the aroma of the black tea filled my room. God, this piano is so good. Social distancing, god damn it. Better safe than sorry. Alright, view new tips. Oh, just one? Just one. Notice from the police chief. July 1st, 1982. 2 departments, 1 through 12. Redacted Prefecture Police Headquarters. Director General redacted. To the Chief Constable and all faculty managers, regarding cases situated in the Hinamizawa village, a notice. As cases in the Shinshabone city, Hinamizawa village has been reported by certain sections of mass media, it has drawn global attention, which is causing serious repercussions for local residents. This has become a very serious situation. To protect the livelihood and prosperity of the residents, the following notice has been issued. 1. Designate the following criminal investigations as classified. Okinomiya Station, 1982, case number redacted. Hinamizawa Village housewife murder, dated June, redacted. Okinawa Station, 1982, case number redacted. Hinamizawa Village student disappearance, dated June, redacted. 2. Non-disclosure of information. Okinomiya Station, 1979, case number redacted. Hinamizawa Village site form murder, dated June, redacted. Shira Station, 1980, case number redacted. Shira Natural Park following incident, dated June, redacted. Okinomiya Station, 1981, case number redacted. Hinamizawa Village Shinto priest's wife disappearance, dated June, redacted. Requesting self-restraining from other organizations concerning the release of sensitive information. Please see attached reference materials 1, 2, and 3.
Management, redacted Prefecture Police Headquarters. Internal line, redacted. Police Affairs Department, redacted. Does this mean that the investigator may be breaking policy by talking about it with Keiichi? Maybe. I feel like that's like a case log saying that like it's a notice police put out where it's like to kind of not have mass panic. They'll put out things saying like don't talk about this, don't do that. Maybe. Not 100% sure. We're gonna save though. End of chapter 8. Yay! This was a good chapter. Sure, that may have just been made for the media rather than individual. True, true. Sorry, you got here like distracted the game. That's okay, no worries. We just finished the chapter. It was a good chapter. So Reina. I don't even know how to describe it. We got to see that legendary scene though with Reina and Keiichi for calling us a liar. And you missed Reina being mighty sus. That's a good way to put it, actually. Mighty, mighty sus. Emergency meeting button. Reina needs to be ejected. God damn. Guess I'll need to watch the plot. It's a good chapter. Very, very good chapter. Also not too long either. I mean, I guess the Watanagashi chapter had me thinking that they were going to start to be really, really long, but this one wasn't too bad. The music was also super good in this one. Okay. Let's see. So I'm also going to pull up my schedule. I'll be posting it after stream, but at least now I can talk about it. Seeing as how I'm not allowed to have Twitter anymore, you know. Thanks, Twitter. Jerk. Okay. I don't have it made yet. Reina's the second most recent transfer in. Yes, she is. Besides us, she is the newest to the classroom. Makes me wonder if the curse transfers from person to person. Ooh. That'd be neat if it did. I like this theory. But that also mean like nothing would happen for a whole year, so I have to wonder if something else is going on. Okay. Let's see. So tomorrow, Monday, we're gonna be streaming. I think we might start a little early. I'm thinking we'll start at let's see, I'm trying to think. If everyone in class is affected, then why wasn't Reina talking to them? Affected, then why hasn't Reina talked to them? I don't know. Unless it is kind of like you were thinking, where the more you believe in the curse, the more likely you are to be affected by it or something. Perhaps that's why they don't want to talk about it, to like spread it around. Alright. Oh, right. Okay. The big announcement. This weekend, I will not be streaming. On Friday we'll do like a little short stream. It's probably only like an hour tops on Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is when we'll be streaming on Friday. Not sure what we'll be playing. We might just have like a doodling stream on Friday. Tomorrow though, Monday, we're playing Max Gentleman, Sexy Business.
at... We'll start it at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Wednesday and Saturday I'll have a video being uploaded though, so at least you'll have that to watch. My theory is the curse jumps from victim to victim, and the missing person each year is whoever had the curse before the jump. Spooky. So you're saying the curse was the missing person, and then it jumps and it kills somebody? That's crazy. But yeah. And I'll also be putting it up on YouTube. I think I'll just make up the schedule and put it in the community page. And then, of course, I'll have the upcoming streams in the live tab. So whoever died last time had the curse, but it jumped to Reina. You think she's cursed now? Ooh. Guess we'll have to see next time. With that theory, Reina will be the next to die / go missing when it jumps to someone else, probably Keiichi. Yeah, but each year it's 2 people. Like, someone dies and someone goes missing. Like this year, Tomotaki-san died, and now his girlfriend is missing. So it's not just one person. And like we learned, like, the year before this one, it was that abusive guy. No. Mother died, abusive guy arrested, brother gone missing. Probably Keiichi. Oh, I missed that. It puts a wrench in it. Maybe a sacrifice is required for the jump? Maybe. These are some intense sacrificing, though. But yeah, I like how they introduced Satoshi and then immediately we're all like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then immediately told us that he was one of the ones that is missing. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, next time. Because now we're in the thick of it. Things are getting weird and crazy. I love it. Mwah. Enough of that friendly class bonding stuff. Let's get to the meat. I like the build up. It's true. Having all the fun times with the classmates is making this hit a lot more. You're right. You're right. So I can't wait for next week. Oh yeah, I guess next week. We won't be streaming next Sunday. I'm gonna be out of town for some holiday stuff. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, no stream. But I'll have a video going up on Saturday. They're also doing a really good job teasing how off Reina is. True. They are. They're really doing a good job with that. Sounds like fun. Yes, good. Alright. So I'll wrap it up here. I hope everyone has a good day, morning, evening, night, whatever it is for you. Hope I'll see you tomorrow's stream. We're playing Max Gentleman, getting down to sexy business. Other than that, it was me. Hoshino nya! Bye bye!